Let us continue with the ecosystem topic. Now, we have discussed the structure of ecosystem and deeply about the herbivores, carnivores, omnivores, and all the biotic components in the ecosystem and also abiotic components. Now, let us start to know about types of ecosystem. Types of ecosystem. Types of ecosystem. Right? Now, there are essentially two types of ecosystem. One is natural ecosystem and the next one is artificial ecosystem. Artificial ecosystem. Now see here, in this topics we are combinedly explaining you the previous questions also, right? So focus on the video, right, and focus on the things what I am saying also, right? Now again, this natural ecosystem is divided into two types. Now one is terrestrial ecosystem and the other one is marine ecosystem. Marine ecosystem. Now artificial ecosystem is also divided into two types and these are also terrestrial ecosystem and marine ecosystem. Marine ecosystem. Right? Now let us discuss in detail regarding terrestrial ecosystems. Now see here, every year there will be one question on this terrestrial ecosystems, which will be discussing about the types of forest, right? We will discuss in detail regarding this terrestrial ecosystem. Now what is terrestrial ecosystem? Now terrestrial ecosystem is an ecosystem that exists on land rather on water, right? Now terrestrial ecosystem is an ecosystem that exists on land. The term itself says that exists on land rather than water, right? Now such ecosystem is nothing but a community of organisms existing and living together on the land. The same word we are changing to and back, right? Now in this terrestrial ecosystem, let us discuss about the first one, which is nothing but your forest ecosystem. Forest ecosystem. Right? Now this forest ecosystem represent the largest and the most complex ecosystem. Largest and the most complex ecosystem, right? Now which of the following ecosystem is the largest and most complex ecosystem is the question once asked in 90s UPSC, right? I mean they were asked in mains in order to describe the data, right? Now again, now this forest ecosystem contains wide variety of trees, plants, mammals, animals, insects, microorganisms, and they also vary depend upon the climates, right? Now this forest ecosystem are mainly or major mainly or they are major carbon sinks. They are major carbon sinks, right? Now this is an important point. What is carbon sink? They are major carbon sinks, right? Carbon sinks means, now see here, these animals, plants and all this die at some time. Now these dead remnants will be on the terrestrial ecosystem. Now this will be decomposed by the decomposers, and then a dead organic matter is formed. Now these ecosystems contain more dead organic matter which is in the form of carbon, right? And again most of your environmental pollutions will be absorbed by these plants. So that's why it is called major sink, right? And they provide enormous and they provide enormous amount of food. That's a basic point, right? Enormous amount of food and resources to mankind, and resources to mankind, right? Now these are the basic points. One point that you have to remember is forest ecosystems are the major carbon sinks, right? Now further again, this forest ecosystems are again divided into four types. Forest, they are divided again four types. Now the first one is equatorial forest. Equatorial forest. Right? Now the next one is tropical deciduous forest, right? Now the third one is temperate forest. Temperate forest. Now the fourth one is boreal forest. Boreal forest. Right? Now they are also called as taiga forest, right? Boreal forest are also called as taiga forest. Now, right, there will be certainly one question in your service commission examination regarding this forest. Now let us discuss in detail regarding the first one, equatorial forest. Equatorial forest. Right? Again, you can frame the definition easily by seeing the term itself. Now these equatorial forests are found in and around equator regions and characterized by ample heat and heavy rainfall throughout the year. Right? I'll sum up this. They are found in and around equatorial regions, in and around equatorial regions, right? And they are provided with ample rainfall, I mean heavy rainfall, I'll take it as like this, heavy rainfall, and ample heat. Ample heat, right? Ample means sufficient, right? Now, and this will be provided throughout the year, right? They have heavy rainfall and ample heat throughout the year. Done. Now, where these equatorial forests exist, now some examples, right? Like your Congo basin, right? Cameroon Islands, Cameroon Highlands, not islands, highlands, right? Likewise, your Amazon rainforest, right? Your Malaysia, you can find out here. Indonesia, right? I given some examples where, I mean, the places where you can find equatorial forest. Now, let us see the characteristics, right? These are the most important points. Now, what are the characteristics of equatorial rainforest, right? Now, the first character is trees are very tall. Trees are very tall, right? And you can find out great variety of species. And see here the next one, vegetation is dense. Now already we have seen this point. Now little light reaches to the forest floor. Little light reaches forest floor, right? This is the main characteristic of equatorial forest, right? Now the third point, the third main characteristics, right? As equatorial forest are with ample heat and heavy rainfall, now due to this ample heat and wet climate, now these are the two conditions which stimulate your plant growth rapidly. And also due to this wet climate, the growth of insects and pests will be more, inflicting many diseases and crop damage. Now the basic characteristics of equatorial forest is ample heat. We have discussed this, right? Ample heat and heavy rainfall. Right? Now due to this, there will be rapid plant growth. Right? And also see here the growth of insects and pests will be more, right? Now thereby these insects causes diseases and crop damage, right? Now see here, these are the negative points regarding this equatorial forest. Now the next important characteristics, soils of this equatorial rainforest are fairly fertile due to thick layer of humus, right? Now these soils are fairly fertile fairly fertile. Why? Due to thick layer of humus. Thick layer of humus. Now why this humus is formed? As we said earlier, right? Trees are tall. Now rapid plant growth is there. All they die at some time. All this dead organic matter will be filled on the soil layer. Now this soil layer will be decomposed and the thick layer of humus is formed. This is the thing, right? Now once this humus is used, the natural vegetative cover is removed, right? Okay, now when will this humus will be removed, right? Any idea of this? Due to high rainfall, am I right? This humus will be removed. I mean, this will wash off. Am I right or wrong? Right? Now due to this heavy rainfall, humus is removed. So see here, all your nutrients will be in this humus. Now due to this heavy rainfall, when this humus is removed, then automatically what happens? The required nutrients will be not present in the soil, and overall what happens? It is useless for agriculture purpose. Right? Now I will summarize this point, right? See here, soils of equatorial rainforest are fairly fertile due to thick layer of humus, right? But once the humus is used, right, humus is used or washed off. Now see here, observe here. Now we have discussed only one point, that is rainfall. Now when this humus is used, right, for agriculture, now due to these two factors, this humus will get removed, right? Now most of your soil nutrients will be removed, right, making it useless for the agriculture purpose. Now removal of humus by these two factors, due to heavy rainfall and used for agriculture, now this process is called leaching process, right? Leaching process. Leaching process, right? This is very important, right? Now due to heavy rainfall, humus will be washed off. Humus will be washed off. Now this process is called leaching process, right? Done? Got the point clearly? Now these points are very important for your examination. Focus on this. Now next one, the next type of forest are tropical deciduous forest. Tropical deciduous forest, right? Now where do you observe this tropical deciduous forest? Now these types of forest are found in the areas having distinct dry season and heavy concentration of rainfall within few months. Now see here, these types of forest can be observed in the areas having distinct dry season, right, and heavy concentration of rainfall within few months. Heavy concentration of rainfall within few months. Now see the difference between equatorial forest and this. Now equatorial forest will have ample heat and heavy rainfall throughout the year, but tropical deciduous forest have distinct dry season and heavy concentration of rainfall within few months, right? Now these areas have typical seasonality ranging from cool winters to hot and dry summers to rainy seasons. Now in these type of forest you can observe all the three seasons, which is nothing but, see here, cool winters, dry summers, now rainy seasons. Now you can observe all the seasons in tropical deciduous forest regions. Now what are the characteristics of tropical deciduous forest? Observe this. Now because they have a distinct dry season, distinct dry season, these forests shed their leaves to withstand drought, right? These forests shed down leaves to withstand drought. Now this is the basic important point, right? To withstand drought, right? Because if leaves are there, you have to take water, right? You have to absorb carbon dioxide. Now all these things doesn't happen in dry season because availability of water is less, so they shut down their leaves, right? Now the next best characteristics are, due to this they yield valuable timber and durable hardwood. A tropical deciduous forest due to dry season. Now see here, upon removal of all water your wood will be dry. Now you can attain valuable timber, and wood, right? Due to this distinct dry season, am I right? Now example, you take salwood, right? Got the points? Now the next best characteristics of tropical deciduous is, now they are mainly found in Indian subcontinent, right? Indian subcontinent. Now by the points observation you can say easily that they are frequently, I mean they are largely seen in Indian subcontinent, right? Now this tropical deciduous forest are also called as monsoon forest. Monsoon forest. Got the point? Now you got the difference between tropical deciduous and equatorial, right? Now let us see the next type of forest called, now see we are dealing in detail because every year there is a question on this, right? The next one is temperate forest. Right? Temperate forest. Now what are temperate forest? And again, these are found in areas with a milder or shorter winter season. Now these type of forest can be observed in the areas having milder or shorter winter season. Now see, by observing these videos you can easily answer each and every question. I can assure you that shorter winter season. Right? Now what are the characteristics of this temperate forest. Let us see. Now the average temperature of this forest will be 15 degrees centigrade, and night time it can get below freezing, right? So the average temperature during daytime will be at an average of 15 degrees centigrade, and during night time it can get below freezing. Right. Now the next character is, now you can find various types of plants and trees in this type of temperate forest, right? Likewise, your pine fir, sequoias, right? Spruce. You can find out these type of plants in this temperate forest, right? And again, see here, this temperate forest has many different species of animals, like see here, bobcats, snow leopards, right? White-tailed deers. Now this is very important. White-tailed deers. What kind of animals can you observe in temperate forest? Right? Raccoons. Right? Now see here. These are different types of plants what you can observe in temperate forest, and these are different types of animals what you can observe in temperate forest. Right. Now what will be the type of soil in temperate forest? Now this soil will be very rocky, right? Sandy and of poor quality. Now by observing this characteristics, you can easily say your desert ecosystem will be an example of temperate forest. Am I right or wrong? That's done. Now let us see the next one, the fourth one, boreal forest. Or we call it as taiga. Right. Now what is this boreal forest? This type of forest is found between 50 degrees and 60 degrees north latitudes. This type of forest found between 50 degrees and 60 degrees north latitudes. Now I will explain about the latitudes, longitudes, and change in times in environmental degradation and environmental conservation. Right. Now these forests are mainly found in Eurasia. Right. Siberia, North America. Canada. Right now, how the seasons will be in boreal forest, right? Now the seasons are divided into short, moist and moderately warm summers, right? Now short, moist, moderately warm summers, right? Long, cold and dry winters, right? Now these boreal forests are dominated by conifers, spruces and firs, right? Already we have seen in temperate forest. By observing these two conditions, you can easily say where these type of forests can be observed, right? Where there will be long cold and dry winters, your North American countries, Canada, right? Now what are the characteristics of this boreal forest, right? Characteristics, right? Now this boreal forest corresponds with regions of subarctic and cold continental climate. Now already all these regions are nothing but subarctic and cold continents. Am I right or wrong? By observing the names you can say. Right now, as they have long severe winters and short summers, so the temperatures will be at -50s also sometime. There will be a little rainfall, right? So precipitation comes in the form of fog and snow, so right, due to little rainfall, right? Now precipitation will be in the form of snow and fog. Am I right or wrong? Yes. Now observe here, already we have discussed the same concept in water cycle, right? Now clouds by precipitation the water will pour down through rains or snow, right? And they are filled in rivers and lakes or oceans. Now from this, water is evaporated and they are collected in clouds. Now this is evaporation, right? This is nothing but your water cycle, right? Previously we discussed only the basic, now I have given the entire data, right? Okay, now let us come to the present topic, right? Now these type of forest will be supporting very poor diversity, very poor biodiversity. I will be particular, very poor biodiversity, right? And only some handful species of flora and fauna will be there, right? And the soil type will be acidic, acidic. The pH will be acidic. Right, done. Now let us continue the vegetation in India in the next video. Okay, thank you.